and 4th. 2 days of food, fun, giveaways, and in-store discounts. Stop in for live demos from the fire department and more.
Fergus Home and Hardware. If you have a home, we can help.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Thursday morning. It is another beautiful day as looking at a fairly solid weekend ahead of us, warming up. A little bit of showers and thunderstorms are possible in the area. We'll discuss that as we move forward. But again, looking at a very nice weekend ahead of us. Also on the way, we have a Chamber on the Air. Lisa Workman will be in with us here in just about an hour, so you don't want to miss that as she's got all of her Chamber guests in for that. It is 11 after 9, now Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and myself, brought to you by Pioneer Care and at Fergus Falls Monument Company. And Mary, maybe it's just because we were both gone on Monday, but it seems like this week went fast.
You know what? I think they all go fast. I feel like, I always say this, I feel like it's Monday and Thursday and nothing in between.
Yeah.
And then you and I didn't even have a Monday. And so, this week has gone particularly fast. No wonder, and maybe this is what I need to tell myself, there's no reason to dread winter because it goes so fast that pretty soon it's spring again.
We hope.
Okay, that is the glass. That is the glass half full, don't you think? Yeah. Well, anyway, time goes on. It marches on. We live in Minnesota. We take what we get, and we're hardy Minnesotans, and we can do it. How's that?
I like that idea.
Yeah, but I do love this extended summer. And actually, even though it's supposed to dip down into, like the low 60s-ish next week, that is actually average for this time of year.
Yep.
So we have been quite a ways. We've been sometimes 20 degrees above average over the last couple of weeks. So I hope you've enjoyed it.
I have really enjoyed it.
Yeah, but now it's going to be average. And I'm kind of okay with that.
Yeah, but it means I got to start closing up the cabin. I got to get the dock out.
Well, don't even say that. Those are words. Those are fighting words.
Close
Don't
the cabin.
say it. La, 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 la. Yeah, I am not ready for that. I'm never ready for that. And these evenings at the lake have just been so great. And the wind finally yesterday died down, later in the evening. And
it was windy most of the day.
Yeah, it was. Opened all the windows and I could hear the lapping waves. And boy, I don't think it gets any better than that. So I feel pretty lucky every single day. I always tell John, I pinch myself out here every day because I love the lake.
Yep.
There's few people in this world who love the lake like I do. I mean, I know a lot of people do, but I'm one for sure. Okay, well, the government is still shut down, so if you want to go to a national park, sorry about that. The park is closed. Yeah. So, and you want to place some bets here? How long you think it's going to go?
I am going to say, okay, the last one went, 35 days?
Yeah.
I'm
giving them to the middle of next week.
I'm giving them to the end of October.
Oh, really? You think this is going to last?
It's going to last.
Who's gonna blink first?
I hate to say it, but I think the Republicans, because they always tend to blink first.
I don't think so. We got a new sheriff in town. He's not a blinker.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. And the whole thing was so unnecessary. What they were asking for is just to continue like business as usual, not going to cost anybody anything. Everything remains the same.
Continuing resolution, yeah.
Exactly. And so what they're all up in arms about, supposedly, is these tax credits ending, which will, they're saying, it's going to cause so much trouble for people in getting insurance and blah, blah, blah. Well, listen up, Democrats. Those tax credits don't even expire until the end of the year. So why the big beef now over that and closure of the government? This is like a sixth grade girl fight. I'm sorry. It's just, it's ridiculous. A fight with no no means to the end. What is the end game here? I don't get it. Anyway.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Like you said, a sixth grade girl fight.
There's just so much ridiculous going on, and you and I talked yesterday about we know some normal Democrats.
Yep.
We know a lot of people.
I know quite a few great Democrats, quite a few great Republicans.
Absolutely.
And I know some
and
on
whack
the edge.
jobs on both sides. Absolutely.
Both sides.
But we know people who maybe their whole lives have been registered Democrats, and I'm not saying there's anything bad about that, but we know them, and they've been normal, common sense kind of people. I still think we have normal, common sense Democrats. It's just that the crazies have the biggest mouths.
Yep.
And sometimes, I know some people, have some friends, have a couple of relatives who are a little on the bordering on the crazy.
Oh, I've got some friends that I would label crazy.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Yeah. But I really believe that even the ones that are bordering, in my estimation, bordering on crazy, I think I would like the opportunity. But I think if I had the opportunity to sit down across the table with them over a cup of coffee and say, okay, some of the things that your party believes in, I just want to know, is that okay with you? Is it okay that your 12-year-old girl is in a locker room with a girl who's really a boy? Are you okay with that? That's okay with you?
I got a couple friends that would say yes.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, I don't know anybody with a 12-year-old girl who could tell me and be truthful that they could say, yeah, that's okay.
I got a couple friends in the cities that
Wow.
I've known my entire life.
That is not okay.
Wow.
Okay, I would like to ask them, is it okay that daughter that you have spent thousands of dollars in specific athletic training and AAU teams and camps over her years and her hard work to get to be a college athlete, and now you're going to let a man, and it's a man, who identifies as a woman, come and take her place on the volleyball court or the basketball court? Is that okay with you? Really, honestly. And I really think if in their heart of hearts they really told the truth, I don't think that's okay.
Yeah, but you got to realize a lot of the people that are okay with it really have no involvement in sports. They look at it from
Very
the outside.
possible. Yes, I think you're exactly right about that. But then you don't really have a say in the matter if you don't have a horse in that race.
But they're going to be offended.
Ugh. There's another word we need to get rid of forever. Offended.
How about unprecedented?
That one needs to go,
I'm
flush
unprecedented.
down the toilet.
I'm offended at your.
Can we write it down on paper, crunch it up, throw it in the toilet, flush it away for good? Yeah. I don't know. I think that there are some people that identify as, nope, this has got to be, we've got to let everyone be who they want to be, and that just, I don't know. I would like to sit down with some people who I think are sort of normal, and that's not even fair, because what's normal? I mean, I'm probably not normal either.
Anybody who knows me knows I'm not normal.
Okay, so we're not normal. I don't know, maybe off center a bit, and you and I maybe go one way.
I think you need to be
me further than you, and then everybody else goes the other way. But I don't know. I just think there's still some common sense out there, and I do think there's so much in the news about whether or not the Democrats made this decision, because Chuck Schumer is really worried about AOC taking his spot in 2028. Yep. Okay, so is this a Chuck Schumer battle for his political gain?
Well, they're calling it the Schumer shutdown.
Well, and if that's it, if I'm a Democrat, I'm saying, listen, you knucklehead, this is not why we got you where you are. We are not here to make sure that you get reelected. That is not our job. This government deal is for everyone. It affects everyone in the country. We don't really give a rip about your next race. But anyway, so I think that's going to hurt him. I think it's going to hurt them as a party if that's, I mean, that's part of it. There's no doubt about it.
The problem is, and the one thing I will give Democrats credit for is they have solidarity. It doesn't matter. If you got the D behind your name, they will vote for you.
Yeah, you've got a point there.
Republicans will say, I don't like Ted, so I'm not voting for Ted.
Rand Paul, great example.
Yep.
What happened to him?
Yeah.
Wow, a little too much perm solution maybe or something sunk into his head. I don't know what happened to Rand Paul, but he certainly isn't really acting like a Republican. And here is something that I never thought I would ever say. I'm kind of starting to like Fetterman. He actually came across the aisle and voted, yes, let's keep the government open. So there's who we all thought was the biggest knucklehead in the country.
Suits make me sad.
Oh man, I have seen a couple of shots of him on, they get him on camera and he looks like he just came from the gym or rolled out of bed every day. But you know what? I think he's got just a hint of common sense. So I don't know. And I've said it more than once. I've kind of sided with him. And he has sided with common sense in this regard. Anyway, I never thought I'd ever say that, but you know what? Never say never, right?
Exactly.
All right. Let's see what else we have for you. I mean, there's just so much to complain about. Let's see. Okay, so kind of on the same vein, Senate Republicans say they need 5 additional. Now, there are 3 Democrats that came over to our way of thinking, but they need 5 additional Democratic votes to pass a short-term funding bill and reopen the government. I think it would give them till November 21st. And then we'll be playing this game all over again, I suppose.
One more time. Until the next time.
Yeah. 3 senators, John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, Catherine Cortez Masto of Nevada, and Angus King of Maine have already backed the measure. The House approved the resolution, which would extend funding for 7 weeks while lawmakers negotiate the 2026 budget. I did see a Democrat on Fox News this morning, and I can't remember who she is or where she's from, so sorry about that. But anyway, they really went after each other, kind of, and but she said, listen, the bottom line here is, here's how I feel. We need to get together with the Republicans. We need to hammer out a deal here, and we need to reopen the government. This should never have happened. So at least they agreed on that much. But so when it came to, but now you want to reinstate health care for illegal immigrants.
Yep.
And she said, no, we don't. Well, anyway, said, let me bring you back to a clip from the last Democratic debate. And the question was asked by Savannah Guthrie, do you support funding health care for illegal immigrants? Please raise your hand. And all across, there were about eight or 10 of them then. Everybody raised their hand. And he showed the video clip, and she said, I don't believe that. Well, I'm like, well, it's on video. We just saw it. It happened. So there's a little ridiculousness in that kind of stuff, too. If you don't believe it, it didn't happen, It's like covering your eyes and saying, if I can't see you, you can't see me. I mean, ridiculousness, right?
Don't let those facts interfere with my reality.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it is. Okay. Meta announced yesterday that conversations with its AI assistant will soon influence ads and content shown on Facebook and Instagram. Users will begin receiving notifications about the change on October 7th, which is next week, with the system update taking effect December 16th. The company said both voice and text interactions with its AI will be used to refine recommendations. Opting out of the new system is not possible.
I guarantee you this is already happening. I mean, I don't know how many times I have...
Absolutely it is.
I have, brought up just an oddball topic, and sure enough, I get 18 Facebook ads saying, hey, check this out. Hey, check this out.
Right. Yeah. Well...
Especially if you're shopping.
Oh, my. I know. That is... I got to tell you, that is a dangerous hole, folks. If you ever buy anything while perusing Facebook, which... Guilty as charged. I've done it.
I've been on like a different computer with a different account.
I know.
And it'll be.
And it still
pop up.
follows you.
Yep.
I know. It's just freaky, frightening. AI isn't always accurate, though. I've asked a couple of times, something on Google, and AI brings up this long report, and it's about something completely different than what I asked for. Or I might have said Fergus Falls, Minnesota, and they've got some other city in Minnesota, not even close. And so it isn't always accurate.
Skynet's got a little ways to go.
Yeah, I think so. But it's freaky scary. And it also takes a whole bunch of power. So that is going to be an issue when we have all these AI centers that are popping up all over the place. So I don't know. Sometimes I think, gosh, I wish I wasn't this old. I'd like to be young again. And then the other part of me says, oh, I am so glad I'm the age I am. How much more of this can we endure? Here I thought the microwave was a great invention, and now look where we are. All right.
Still a great invention.
I know, it sure was. All right, coming up on 9:30, break for the markets. We're back with more on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
You like saving money, right? Well, we've got great opportunities at FergusFallsDeals.com. Log on and check out all the products and services available. Great values and low prices. We've got great automotive specials like tires from Fergus Fast Lane, oil changes from Quality Toyota and Fergus Fast Lane, car washes from Wash and Go and Splash Express Car Wash, and auto body repairs from Unique Body Paint and Repair. Log on to set up your account now
At FergusFallsDeals.com.
KBRF presents Where to Eat, the culinary adventure, sponsored by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food in Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Zach Daniels.
And I'm Dave Bishop, your guide to the region's culinary treasures.
Join us as we explore various restaurants, uncover delicious meals, and highlight each restaurant's signature dish.
Experience diverse cuisine types, unique atmospheres, and must-try dishes. Check it out on KBRFradio.com and the Fergus Now app.
New episodes air every first Friday of the month. Where to Eat, powered by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food of Fergus Falls.
Fergus Home and Hardware's Customer Appreciation Event is happening October 3rd and 4th. 2 days of food, fun, giveaways, and in-store discounts. Stop by for food from Bossy Babes and more.
Fergus Home and Hardware. If you have a home weekend out.
The four letters that define winning. N-D-S-U.
Fires end zone, touchdown!
The 18th time national champs play here. Join us this Saturday as the Bison head to Bloomington Normal to take on the Illinois State Redbirds. Our coverage begins at 4 on your home for Bison football. The Pioneer Seeds Bison Sports Network from Learfield.
KBRFradio.com is your online home for News Talk 1250 KBRF. You'll find the latest in local and national news, plus sports, and you can podcast or stream live. That's at KBRFradio.com.
Previously on the Under the Hood Show. When I was a kid, I had a chance to get a chemistry set.
I got
Only
the
I'd have
chemistry
known.
set, and I started experimenting with the baking soda and the vinegar thing, and how cool that was. And, of course, I had to overdo it like I do everything. And I got it on a little bigger level, and I got in a lot of trouble, and we had to buy new carpet for the living room. It was not good.
You should listen to the Nordstrom's Under the Hood Show with the Motor Medics right here. KBRF, 1250 a.m. every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Huddle up, canola farmers. This is your season to lead the league in yield, and DeKalb is here to back you up, delivering high yield potential, powerful weed control options, and the complete agronomic package, including Straight Cut Plus and Buteo Start for those hard-to-tackle flea beetles. DeKalb is geared up to be your #1 canola seed. Hit the fields with confidence. Talk to your local rep, retailer, or visit cropscience.bayer.us. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions. Copyright 2025, Bayer Group. All rights reserved.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag information with the Red River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning. Market update time here on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Tyler Donaldson. Grains markets trading a couple cents higher across all three sectors here to start out the day. Bauer Trading market analyst Ben Cash says without any stats reports coming out of USDA due to the government shutdown, the grains are likely to be focused on weather and headlines going forward.
Going forward, we're not going to have too much information to go off. We're going to have to focus on weather and then any kind of new news as far as the government shutdown goes, because the USDA is not going to be releasing any reports. So we didn't get export sales this morning. We didn't get the crush report yesterday. And then, next Thursday there was supposed to be a crop report, and that looks very unlikely at this point as well. So, we're going to be having to focus on U.S. and South American weather as the main price drivers, as well as any new developments with the government shutdown. So weather right now for the U.S. looks mostly open. I mean, we're going to finally see some precip over here in the eastern belt this week, but, interruptions as far as harvest and winter wheat seedings go looks very limited at this point.
Cattle markets starting to feel some pressure from boxed beef and packers industry.
Yeah, we continue to see some of the boxed beef prices come down. Packer margins aren't great, and I think that's starting to weigh on that cattle market a little bit here. I think we're still in a consolidated type phase there for cattle. I mean, we're seeing a pretty aggressive chop now that we topped out, a month and a half ago, and I think inventories are still tight enough to maintain these price levels, but I think we're just going to enter kind of a volatile, up and down, choppy type trade here the next couple months.
Reporting agriculture's business, you're listening to the Red River Farm Network.
At CHS, we know what it takes to feed and fuel the world, to integrate a global ag and energy supply chain, to advocate for farmers in their fields and around the world, to build communities, invest in rural America, and empower rural economies. It takes courage, conviction, commitment. It takes the nation's leading farmer-owned cooperative. It takes a co-op. It takes CHS.
Innovation is transforming sugar beet farming. At Beta Seed, we're using advances in science to optimize the potential of every seed you plant. Our state-of-the-art breeding and testing process takes up to 10 years. It's the only way to ensure the hybrid your Beta Seed rep recommends has the best traits to manage disease and drive yields for this region and your farm. It's what we call next-gen breeding for next-gen confidence. Learn more at betaseed.com. Beta Seed, breeding confidence.
October is National Co-op Month. Member-owned farm cooperatives create local jobs and improve food security. 2 million U.S. farmers are members of more than 2,100 ag and retail purchasing co-ops. These co-ops reinvest in their community. During National Co-op Month, Associated Milk Producers Incorporated and its Dinnerville Creamery, the North Dakota Farmers Union, and the Red River Farm Network recognize the role cooperatives play in our lives. Remember, cooperatives build a better world.
Harvest Hotline brings you daily updates with farmers, custom harvesters, elevator managers, and more. Get the latest on harvest progress, yields, and what's happening in the field. Harvest Hotline can be heard weekdays at 12:37 during Agriculture Today. Harvest Hotline brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, Amity Technology, North Dakota Mill, and U.S. Custom Harvesters. We're the Red River Farm Network, reporting agriculture's business.
Checking quotes, December wheat Minneapolis is 4.5 higher to 561.5. Chicago December wheat's up a nickel, 514.5. KC wheat's 3.5 cents higher at 4.99. December corn up 2 cents to 418.5. November soybeans are 4.5 cents higher as well at 1017.25. November canola in Winnipeg's up $4.90 per metric ton to 612.10 Canadian. October live cattle are 45 cents lower, $230.65. October feeders are down $3.05 to $355.92. October hogs are a nickel lower, $98.37. This is the Red River Farm Network.
Tire Fest 18. You love it, you want it. The best month to buy tires. At Northwest Tire, value meets the road with unbeatable tire deals. Savings of up to $280 off Bridgestone, $270 off Firestone, and $250 off Nokian and Toyo tires. Great tires, great prices, and great service are just around the corner. Stop by their location today and upgrade your ride with the ideal tires. During Tire Fest 18 at Northwest Tire.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
This is Craig Olson. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 for the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, swimming, cross country. I interview area coaches to discuss the season, recap the last game, and preview upcoming games. Catch the live show at 8 on Saturday morning on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the live stream and archived shows at KBRFradio.com. Just click on Sports Streaming. The Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe.
Hungry for a deal? FergusFallsDeals.com has your next meal covered. Dig into local favorites like the Gobbler Grub and Pub, VFW Post 612, and Hillbillies Depot. Savor a bite at Big Whitey's Bar and Grill. Farm-to-table flavors from La Ferme in Alexandria. Discover decadent tastes at Parallel 46 or the famous Broaster Chicken at the Purple Palace. Feed your cravings and save at FergusFallsDeals.com.
At FergusFallsDeals.com.
News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. A forecast for today, topping out at 84 and sunny. 61 for tonight's low, mostly clear, mostly sunny. 88 on Friday, 89 sunny. A hot one on Saturday. That's going to bring in some showers and thunderstorms as we cool off Saturday night and through Sunday. We're going to go from near 90 on Saturday for our high. Sunday night's low, 41, Mary. It's coming quickly.
Yikes. When is it going to be 41?
Sunday night.
Oh, my. So that means my walk on Monday morning is going to be long sleeves and a jacket.
Tad chilly.
A tad chilly. 41 is a tad chilly. Oh, boy. Oh, gosh.
It's going to be shorts weather come March.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Isn't that the truth?
Yep.
It turns to 41 in March and we just think, spring has sprung.
Back to 40s.
Yes, yeah. Oh, boy. All things are relative, right?
Should say back to 40s above zero.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so there's a story in the news, and this just frightens me because we're getting into hunting season, and of course there's already hunting going on.
Yep.
But I just get kind of scared because there's so many things that can go wrong, you know,
Yep.
and you just have to be so careful. But there was a kid who was, I got to find this now, he was mistaken for a squirrel. And he was a 17-year-old boy. This happened in rural Iowa, being mistaken for a squirrel by another hunter. How do you mistake a 17-year-old boy for a squirrel? Anyway, officials report that Carson Ryan was hunting near Iowa City when a member of the group fired, striking him in the back of the head around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He was taken to University of Iowa Healthcare Medical Center, where he later died. Just a sad, sad story. A GoFundMe campaign for his family has raised now over $50,000. So this is one of those, this seems so wacky and ridiculous. And so
It almost sounds
like,
intentional.
It does. I don't know. It sounds like a very, very big and giant mistake.
Well, when they teach you gun safety, one of
gosh.
the tenets of gun safety is know what you're shooting at and what's
Yes.
behind it.
Yes, exactly. So I guess just getting into all kinds of hunting season. Of course, they're bow hunting right now. Rifle season will begin in about a month or so, and
They got waterfowl.
Yeah, waterfowl right now. So I don't. Maybe that's not open. I think that's usually middle of October.
No,
duck.
waterfowl has started.
Oh, it has. Okay.
Yeah, it started last weekend.
Okay. All right. So anyway, just again, be careful. That's basically the only reason I wanted to read that story. Okay. So did you see that Jane Goodall passed away?
Yep.
She really had a life. Very interesting. She started at age 26 by taking her mom. I forget where she went. Zambia or somewhere. Anyway, she had this uncanny way of communicating with chimpanzees. And she actually got to just sit down, and it was just like they brought her into their family. And she just hung out with the chimpanzees. I'm sure everyone's seen the footage. It's really cool. She was very neat. She was the leading chimpanzee researcher and subject of over 40 documentaries. She passed away yesterday in California at age 91. The Jane Goodall Institute confirmed her death, stating Dr. Jane Goodall has passed away due to natural causes. She was 91. She was in California as part of her speaking tour in the United States. Goodall has been scheduled to speak at UCLA on Friday. Her groundbreaking 1960 discovery that chimpanzees could make use of tools transformed primatology. She was born in London. She worked under anthropologist Louis S.B. Leakey starting in 1957. Goodall founded her institute in 1977, established the youth program Roots and Shoots, and created Take Care for Sustainable African Village Development. Her work was featured in the Emmy-winning 2017 documentary entitled Jane. So, anyway, it was really fun to watch her and to see her interaction with the chimps. Everyone thought it would be so cool to have a chimpanzee, but they
Not
can
a good
be
idea.
really, really awful too. So anyway, so she will be missed. I know she said, I thought it was interesting, she said not long ago, at this age I should be slowing down. People tell me I should be slowing down, but I say at this age I should be speeding up and getting in as much stuff as I can because I never know how long it's going to last. And I think she didn't live too long after having said that, but I thought that was interesting. So even if you feel like, if people tell you you should be slowing down, maybe you feel like speeding up so you get in all the good stuff, right?
Exactly.
Okay, here is a Florida woman. Her name is Gail. She's 57 years old. She was arrested in Key West after threatening residents with a revolver while searching for her allegedly stolen phone, which police actually found in her car.
That'll get you arrested.
Yeah, officers responded following reports of an armed woman in a white Ford Explorer. She told police she had given a younger gentleman a ride home from the American Legion Hall and believed that he stole her phone. When officers asked her to check her vehicle, they discovered the phone on the driver's side floorboard. Multiple neighbors reported her banging on people's homes and threatening those residents, stating that she had been robbed. One 52-year-old man said she pointed a revolver at his chest. She's mad about her phone. Police recovered the loaded weapon in a purple Crown Royal bag behind a trash can. She faces aggravated assault and a deadly weapon charge, armed trespassing, and evidence tampering charges. So she's in a bit of hot water. All over her phone.
Wonder if alcohol was a factor.
I don't know. It doesn't say, but very, very possible, it seems. Okay, see if this is you. And I've heard I've heard people say to do this before. Like, let's say that you are shopping. First, let me tell you that what the headline says. Research shows waiting can improve self-control and your mental well-being. So let's say you're shopping somewhere. You pick the store. I was going to say Target, but you and I are mad at Target, so we don't do that.
Fleet Farm.
Okay. Let's say you're shopping at Fleet Farm. You're pushing a cart around.
Yep.
You've got some time. You're going up and down all the aisles, and you see grill and smoker accessories, and you see things that you could use or would like.
Yep.
But instead of putting them in your cart, you think, I'm going to think about that. And then you shop and you go down the next aisle and the next aisle, the next. And you might see 5 or 6 things that you want to put in your cart. But instead, you keep shopping and you just say, I'm going to think about that. Now, had you put 1 or 2 or 3 things in your cart, you'd have gone and paid for them and taken them home. Had you thought about it, you might not have put any of those items in your cart. Do you find that kind of strategy might work?
I don't know. I don't impulse buy a lot. I used to.
Boy, I am the queen of impulse buying.
Usually, if I every once in a while I'll impulse buy something. The biggest one that I've impulse bought lately was actually last fall at Fleet. They had one of those meat grinders on sale. I don't really need a meat grinder, but it's like a $250, $300 meat grinder, electric meat grinder, and it was for $50.
Oh, well.
And I'm like, you know what? I don't need it, but it's only $50 on clearance. And
okay, here's the question: have you used it?
I almost used it once.
That's the best spend $50 ever.
But I haven't opened it. I haven't touched it, which means if I need it for a wedding gift or something like that, it can be used for that too.
Well, I suppose there's that.
Yeah.
I'm in that quandary. There are two things that I want, and well, backing up on this story, it does kind of work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to have a lot of time to shop like that, and you don't shop. You go in to buy.
I buy. I'm not a shopper. I'm a buyer.
Well, I'm a shopper, but granted, I do as I say, not as I do, because I can tell you to do this, and I can tell you that it's a good idea for me, and still, I probably don't do it very often. But I do know that if I have time to just pause and think, I'm going to keep looking, and sometimes I've even gone so far as to go back and return it back to the shelf. So, but it does make me feel better though, and then I feel like, oh, I had a little self-control there, which I don't have much of.
When I was a teenager, I used to just wander around Best Buy. If there'd be a spot, I would have done that.
Speakers and car stereos.
Speakers, car stereos, DVDs is when DVDs first came out, and CDs back when the CDs were in a big, huge bundle. And so I would wander around there. My friends would hate to go to Best Buy with me. They're like, oh, we're going to be here for a while. Because I would just randomly go down every aisle.
That's like women going to Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know how you love that.
Oh, Hobby Lobby.
I know.
Favorite day to shop at Hobby Lobby is Sundays.
Because they're closed.
Closed on Sundays.
I didn't fall into that one.
Anytime Jen is like, let's go up to Fargo this weekend. I'm like, let's go Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, that is so mean.
Otherwise, I'm stuck in the parking lot of Hobby Lobby for an hour.
You can't go to Hobby Lobby. You can't go to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Are those the only two that are closed on Sunday?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's why it took me forever to get to Chick-fil-A.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, anyway, back to this study about self-control. Studies show brief delays before eating, spending, or responding to emails. So this isn't only with regard to shopping. Create space between impulse and action. Okay, so when I see that about the emails...
Most of my emails need to be responded immediately.
Oh, my goodness. And I've got to tell you, I'm really trying, and I've gotten better at this. But if I get an email that makes me angry or frustrated, I just about put my fingers through the desktop, type responding, and then I think, whoa, wait. I've even gone so far as to go approach that someone and have actually walked past them thinking, this is not a good idea now, I should wait. Now, I don't always have that self-control, but let me tell you, that is a good idea.
Now,
and I usually don't do that, and then I wish that I had.
I'm pretty level-headed with a lot of things. My emails don't always come across accurate or convey the message in which that. And so if I notice, especially dealing with Doug, our GM, or Miles, our operations manager, I'll just stop the email chain and go talk to him because I'm like, something's getting lost in translation. And for some reason, my emails or texts just don't, they always sound angrier than I am because I'm not an angry person.
And no, you're not.
But my emails are always very cut and dry. It's like a 3-word response. Yep. I'm not going to sit there and butter it up and do all that. It's like, here's the answer. And it's like, I mean nothing by it, but that's the answer.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think texts can be much more misinterpreted.
Yeah.
Or misinterpreted much more easily than you can say a lot more in an email because you can type a lot faster, you know. But not so long ago, I stormed across the office, and I was going to approach this person, and I got there, and I walked by, and I thought, this is not good. I should go sit down for a little bit.
Good thing they didn't say, hey, did you get that email?
Oh, my goodness. And, yeah, so, and I normally am pretty, middle of the road. I'm pretty calm. But if something sets me off, man, oh, man, can I fly off the handle. And that was one of those days. And it was one of those things that just pushed me over the edge very quickly. So anyway, waiting on all kinds of things. Waiting on shopping works. Waiting before you approach someone that you are very angry with, it works. And sometimes no response is better than any response.
See, did you get that email?
Oh, it kind of says, yeah, I'm not going to go there. That's how I mean it.
Mm-hmm.
When I would love to sit down and type, and I've done that before, and then I think, oh, I can't send this. And I erase everything. Sometimes it feels good just to type it.
Yeah, but my instinct is just send.
Send, yeah. So anyway, I think waiting is, at least for me, it's a really, really good thing. And I'm just putting it out there for all of you. I do fly off the handle from time to time. All right, get this. How old are you?
I am 48 years old.
Okay, well, you are still young. Children say people become old at age 49.
Woo-hoo! One more year, one more year, one more year.
I have been old for a very long time. Oh, my goodness. And they cite radio listening as a top sign.
Uh-oh.
What? What are they talking about?
Well, we got her younger.
Yeah, get the young guy in here.
I'm sorry. I just had to quick tell this story because I just had this conversation with my wife last night. And so one of her main general manager apparently did not know that I worked at the radio station until last night.
Oh, and dear, I know what's coming.
And he was so surprised. And Brenda was retelling me the story, and she was like, yeah, even this other manager who is like older knows that he's on the radio. I'm like, that's kind of expected that the older person would be on the radio, would be like listening to the radio more and know who I am and like hear me.
Do you know though, I'm shocked at the number of younger people, maybe not as young as you, Derek, but younger people like in their 30s who will say, oh, I heard you say this or that this morning. And I'm like, really?
Oh, my oldest kid's friends, they're in their lower 20s. So they listen to me all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, so you guys will get a bang out of this. Top activities associated with old people include talking about the good old days. Yeah, like me talking about, I remember before Interstate 94. Gardening, drinking tea. That's not, Derek, you drink tea, don't you?
No.
Oh, who was it that drank tea around here?
James.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Let's see, what are some other ones? Yeah, but anyway, nearly half of the children that they talk to think their own parents are super old. I think we always think our parents are old, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so if you talk about the good old days, or you like to garden, or you drink tea, or listen to the radio, and you are over age 49, you are old.
I remember the good old days, the gardening while listening to the radio, and just have a little bit of tea, a spot of tea on the side.
Okay, so that's what makes us old, I guess. Oh, my goodness. Well, that and actually being old make us old. Well, isn't it what, you're as old as you feel? I feel old, but you're as old as you think, and I'm not very old in my head. I'd like to go back, but Guess there's not any of that happening these days.
I don't know. I looked at some of the stuff I did as a kid. I am shocked I'm alive.
I know, me too. I know. And I think back and I think, why in the world did my mom ever allow that? My one big story is my brother, as a senior in high school, went with his buddy to Hawaii. And I told my mom, I said, hey, I'm just telling you, in 3 years when I'm a senior, if he gets to do that, I do too. And she's like, yeah. Well, sure enough, I said, okay, I'm a senior, and me and 2 of my girlfriends went to Hawaii. Senior in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And our parents let us just fly 9 hours to Hawaii.
See, at least you're a senior. The one I always look at is when I was 9 years old, my parents bought me a Lund boat.
Oh.
I was 9 years old, had a 14-foot Lund boat with a 10-horse Johnson outboard.
See, never too
And
early
I
to
used
boat.
to fly all of the West Battle. I had a friend
Unbelievable.
on the other side, the other lobe. It literally took me a half hour to get there and a half hour to get back. I used to go to the flea market when I was 9 years old. I'd just,
You take the boat over
take
there.
the boat over there. They had a little itty-bitty dock. It's where the pier is now in Battle Lake, but there's a little, 20-foot dock. You'd tie it up there. I'd grab my gas line because, it's an outboard, so just grab the gas line. Nobody's taking my boat. And I'd go shop. I'd get some comics. I'd get some baseball cards, some throwing stars. That was a big
You were
popular
an
thing.
old soul.
And then, hop back in the boat, plug it in.
Well,
go
you
back.
know what? Those were the days. See, here you are talking about the good old days.
The good old days. But, I look at when Adam, our youngest, was 9 years old. There's no way I'd let him ride the bike across the street, let alone.
I know.
There's Battle Lake.
Different time. It was the good old days, Dave.
It was the good old days.
All right.
When men were men and women were women.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Oh, my
boats were boats.
Yeah. All right. Coming up on 10 o'clock, I guess that's going to wrap it up. It's the good old days. Remember the good old days, and that's our feel good. The good old days.
The good old days.
All right. Coming up on 10 o'clock, wrapping up our show for the week. Our show today and every day is brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a great weekend.